Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about the headers in the topic blocks. When you look at a standard Moodle page, there are 3 columns, and the center column is where most of the content is hosted, and these are called topic blocks. So right now you're looking at what a Moodle page might look like when you're starting from scratch. And so I am going to teach you how you can customize those topic headers. So to do that, you're going to need to turn editing on. And the top block, if you click on this little icon right here, this gear is for you to put a heading like the name of your page. So if I was a biology teacher, I might type in human biology in that area. I'm going to skip down to the unit headings. So as a biology teacher, I might have a unit heading like cells. If I'm an elementary teacher, I might have math. Another one might be reading, science. You might organize in that way. So anyway, to change the topic heading, you click on that gear for that particular heading, and probably the very simplest thing you could do is to deselect that check mark and put your topic heading in here. So I'm going to type in, I'm just going to type in reading. And then I'm going to go down and click the Save Changes button. And it will adopt a particular formatting. It'll look like a header, but if you do the very simplest of all headings, you're not going to be able to choose your font or your font color, but it's going to look the same from topic to topic, and that is probably what's most important, is consistency in your design. All right, so that's one example of how you can make topic headings. I'm going to close this tab, and we're going to take a look at another page. Now we're on Mr. Williamson's chemistry page, and notice that he has a little bit of font color here. It looks like he needs to be consistent from unit to unit. As I go down, he does use that. These are hidden blocks right now, so that's why they're kind of faded out, but he does use that same style from block to block. He just has to do it for 2 and 3. So let me show you what he did. Again, if I'm going to update or change the topic heading, I click on this little gear, and what he did is he didn't use the default field for the section name, and the purpose of which is that he wanted to customize his font. So for example, he typed in his header, he made the size 24 point, and then he probably highlighted that word and then used these icons, this one in particular, to change the text color. You can go in and change it to whatever color you want. And then he highlighted the other to make the other text color. So he used his editing toolbar in Moodle. So in this case, if you want to have it look a custom way, you don't want to use this default field. You're going to want to use the summary field. So that's what he did. All right, I'm going to close that one and show you another one. Again, Monica did hers much the same way that Matt Williamson did his. The only difference is she has a little quote underneath each of hers. So if I go down and look at her topic heading, she again used the summary block. She chose a different font called Tahoma, and she centered her font using this icon right here. And then she put in a little quote, and she changed the font size so it's smaller than the heading. So that was kind of a cool design. Again, I'm looking mostly at consistency, so it looks the same from one block to the next. All right, this one is a little bit different. What Ann Kelly did is that she had a background rectangle here. To do that, you actually have to create a table with a background color. So I'm going to show you what Ann did. So I'm going to turn editing on. I'm going to again click on my gear to get into my editing window. And this right here, if I click on it, is a 1 column by 1 row table. So to do that, I'm going to jump out and kind of replicate it for you. This is an icon or a tool you can use to insert a table. So she clicked on that, and she made a 1 column by 1 row table. And if you wanted a border around it, you could change this number to any number. The bigger the number, the thicker the border. But she didn't do that. And then she went to advanced, and she changed the background color. So click here, she chose a color, she said apply. And then one other thing to note is when you go back to the General tab, if you make the width of your table 100%, that's kind of important because different people will have different window sizes. You know, like if you take your browser window, you can expand and contract it. Well, if you do that or your user does that, that makes your center column either wider or more narrow. So if you make the width of your table 100%, it's always going to be exactly the width of your individual user's window or what the column is. So I'm going to say insert. So once you have a table like that, then you can put your cursor in there and you can type. And then once you type it, you can center your text. You can maybe make it a heading. I think heading 1 might be too big, so I might make it a heading 2, and then I could type in the actual word. Okay, so that's how you do that sort of thing. I'm not going to save this because I don't want to change her page. So I'm going to close that tab. Lastly, I'm not going to expand on these, but you will notice on Karen Johnson's ecology page that she has interesting headings that look like this, where you don't actually see the things underneath. This is actually a course format you can turn on called collapsed topics. And that's going to be a whole different video. That's how my Moodle page is organized as well, where all you see is the header, but then there is a triangle next to it that you can click on to see what is the content within the header. So I'm not going to teach you how to customize those yet. That's a completely separate video.